Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we figure out what's really going on with big companies. Today we are diving into the world of cereal with WK Kellogg. We'll look at their latest proxy statement, which is basically a report card they send to their investors. Think of it as a behind the scenes look, and I'm here to decode it all for you with my smirky decoder glasses on. First up, a pep talk from the chairman and CEO, Gary Pilnick. He talks about WK Kellogg's first year as an independent company. He sounds pretty happy, mentioning how they hit their financial goals and are modernizing their supply chain. He brags about a stable top line and an adjusted EBITDA margin of 10.1%. EBITDA is like a measure of profit, and hitting 10.1% is good news. 0.7 percentage points better than last year. Then there's the big promise, a $500 million investment to fix up their supply chain. Basically a fancy way of saying they want to make sure your Frosted Flakes get to the store faster and cheaper. Next, we have some housekeeping details for the annual meeting, like when and where it is. Spoilers, it's online. There are also the proposals, which is what we'll vote on. Electing directors, approving executive pay, and picking an accounting firm. The board is recommending that we vote for all of them, which isn't much of a surprise. Let's check out who they want us to vote for as directors. They say they want people with experience in public companies, accounting, risk management, and all that jazz. Basically, they want folks who know how to run a business. They want diversity on the board too, which is good, but it's more about different backgrounds than any set policy. There's Michael Corbo, who used to be in charge of supply chain at Colgate-Palmolive. Supply chain experience is very important, as highlighted before. Then there's Ramon Mejia, a lawyer who has been a trustee with the Kellogg Foundation. Based on his legal background, he will be in charge of risk management. And Mindy Sherwood, a sales expert from Procter & Gamble. These are the people the board recommends we vote for. We also have current directors. Let's take a look at Mr. Banyard on A-Scroll Committees of Compensation, Chair Scroll. Scroll C is President and Chief Executive Officer at Master Brand and serves as Chair of the Compensation Committee. We can also see that Zach Gund is the lead director and managing partner of a private investment firm. This is where they lay out the rules for how they run the company. Board independence, strategic oversight, performance assessments, it's all in there. They talk about having a lead director, someone who is supposed to be independent and keep the chairman and CEO in check. Risk management is another big one. They have a whole process to figure out what could go wrong and how to stop it. They have an audit committee dedicated to this. Now, for the juicy part, executive pay, they are asking shareholders to approve the compensation of the top bosses. They say they want to pay for performance and align the executives' interests with ours, the shareholders. They claim their pay is linked to how well the company does, with bonuses and stock options tied to performance. Stock ownership is also encouraged because they are required to keep their stock until a certain ownership level. Their core principles is that they pay for performance, which in turn aligns with shareowner interests. To determine how much to pay, they use a compensation peer group, which includes companies like B&G Foods, Post Holdings, and Treehouse Foods. They benchmark against these companies to make sure they are paying their executives a competitive rate. Here's the compensation for the top 5 executives: Gary Pilnick, David McKinstray, Douglas Van de Velde, Sherry Bryce, and Bruce Brown. Pilnick's base salary stayed at $1 million, and a few others like McKinstray and Bryce got raises. They also get target bonuses like Pilnick's $1.1 million target. A big part of their pay comes from annual cash incentives tied to things like sales, EBITDA, and free cash flow. They actually beat their targets on EBITDA and free cash flow and only partially performed on the net sales, resulting in a 112%. On top of that, they can get extra bonuses based on individual performance, which added to the final payout for these executives. The average was 131% of target for this year. Then there are the long-term incentives like stock options that vest over time, and PSU's performance stock units comprised 50% of the 2024 grants. The rest is stocks. It's designed to keep them focused on the long game. Pilnick got over $3 million in stock awards, showing how much of their pay is linked to the company's stock performance. They have severance packages and change of control policies. Essentially, they get paid if they get fired or if the company gets bought out. These policies are common to protect workers. Only non-employee directors get paid. For 2024, their annual pay included a cash retainer and stock awards. And last but not least, PricewaterhouseCoopers LE is our independent registered public accounting firm. The audit committee reviewed the financial statements and is recommending we vote yes to reappoint. One last thing, the CEO pay ratio. The CEO makes 68 times the median employee's pay. That's actually not too big a difference when compared to other companies. So what does this all mean? Well, WK Kellogg had a decent first year as an independent company. Hitting those targets is important after the revenue target was undershot. That needs to improve. There doesn't seem like there's a lot of red flags, and it might be because it's only the beginning of this company as an independent entity. For risks, a lot of it hinges on managing that supply chain modernization and how consumers react to their brands. Ultimately, WK Kellogg seems to be heading in a promising direction, but keeping an eye on those sales figures is key. If you found this decoder ring helpful and want to see more corporate insights, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to Corporate Decoder. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.